Yo, what's up? It's your boy Marwin. Got a great recipe for you today. Making okra stew with leftover smoked chicken. It's got that fire flavor, it's filling, it's light, it's refreshing, it's all of that and then some. I think you're gonna dig it. So, hey, let's just get into it. This is a really flavorful okra stew that's made with smoked chicken. That's the primary flavor ingredient. But then you have some, spices as well as jalapeños and lime juice to kind of give it a little more diversity and complexity. So like you got the slight subtle heat from the jalapeños, you got the light refreshing element of the lime that kind of really helps to bring the other ingredients together and kind of brings out the best in each and one of them. But it's just overall like a really good dish. Not a lot of ingredients, but the flavor combinations are fabulous and just do some amazing things. I think you're gonna like really like this recipe, the way things just kind of come together. So the song inspiration for this one is a song called Daylight by the group Ramp, which was, I think they were popular in like the 70s. But you would probably, if you're a hip hop fan, you probably recognize the sample, or the beat. It's from a Tribe Called Quest sample in the song Benny Apple Bomb, which is kind of really jazzy, laid back. And I kind of wanted those elements to pair with the soup. The soup is like really soulful, soothing, kind of chill. And that song is like very much all of that. Like it's got like that kind of jazzy, but also soulful, laid back, groovy kind of vibe to it. And I just think that's a really perfect pairing with the soup. Not over the top, not too intense, but just hits the right spot. Like real comforting, real soulful. And that's what I was going for, no doubt. I mean, that rich, smoky flavor from the chicken, and you got the unique texture of the okra. That combination really pairs well with like the mellow harmonies in the beat. Yeah, it's just like it's like a perfect match. Like just really brings out the dish and sets it off. Yeah, if you want to see how the dish and the song kind of complement each other, and also just have get your groove session on in the kitchen, check out the Instagram reel or TikTok or YouTube shorts, so you can see the music and the recipe working together in a really short form. So the inspiration behind this recipe is the fact that simply I grow a lot of okra. It's summertime, and okra in my garden grows like weeds, so I'm harvesting almost daily, seems like. So I needed to come up with a recipe to, basically get rid of some of this okra that I had on hand, and figured I'd use other ingredients that, I had in my pantry. So just so happened I had some smoked chicken that I had gotten from my favorite barbecue spot. Thought that would be a good opportunity to kind of flavor the stew. The stew idea is, based on some West African recipes. Okra is a really common ingredient. And so I wanted to kind of start there and then kind of give this more of a Black Tex-Mex element. So finding my inner Jamal Fernandez, which is kind of my alias, the Black Mexican is what I joke about, when I'm kind of in that vibe or in that mode. But it's got the okra, obviously is the West African connection, brought it to the Deep South, and it's a big prominent part of our cuisine here. But the Tex part is, and the Tex-Mex part is the jalapeños and lime juice that's mixed into the dish, and that's the vibe. Like really the ingredients, like okra is an ingredient that pairs well with a lot of different flavors, and so I thought those kind of Tex-Mex or Mexican flavors would be great element to add to this dish, and it works out. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, how about a few recipe tips? Recipe tip number one, I would say, don't go out and try to smoke chicken just for this recipe. Now, if you smoke chicken and you have some on hand, perfect. But if not, just go to a barbecue restaurant, buy enough to eat as is, but also to save and have this leftovers in this stew, and you're good to go. This is like perfect and a great excuse to buy some smoked chicken and visit your favorite spot. Recipe tip number two, saute your vegetables, release that flavor. Do the same thing with the chicken. I know it's already cooked, but just give it a quick little sear in the saute pan to release some of that fat and that flavor to really add some bottom to your dish. You'll love it, appreciate it, no doubt. Recipe tip number three, for the okra, you want to cut the okra into relatively smaller pieces. The smaller the cuts, the faster it cooks. But from a texture standpoint, you don't want it so small that you really miss kind of like the okra chewing experience. And so that's the balance, so be careful and have some thought and intentionality on that part. Recipe tip number four, The other key thing with okra is you don't want to add it too soon in the cooking process. Definitely don't want to put it in the pressure cooking setting because the okra will become like really mushy. And so again, you miss out on the texture. So add it late, after you pressure cooked or cooked the chicken and made the stock and all the other vegetables. That way you just have the balance of flavor and texture with the okra. So thanks for hanging with me, vibing with me in the kitchen. If you like the dish, definitely leave a like or comment. Most importantly, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and get recipes updated in your inbox each week when I post new content. But thanks again, really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you're inspired by anything I do, pay it forward, inspire others, be good. Peace out, see you next week.